Yo, 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 another guitar lesson here. We're going to check out. So I noticed one of my videos that has the most views is about combining the pentatonic scale and the triad. So I'm just going to dive into that a little further because it just kind of just scratches the surface of that subject. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to maybe make this stretch it out into multiple videos here. But what we're going to do, we're going to add one more thing. So we've got the triad, the pentatonic scale, and we're going to go ahead and look at it in the lens of CAGED, because CAGED is really the best roadmap for guitar as far as understanding the fretboard, how the chords lay out on the fretboard, how the scales lay out on the fretboard. So if we can get through the 5 caged shapes, seeing the triads and how they fit with the pentatonic scale, then you're going to have the entire fretboard covered, because after the 5 shapes, it just repeats. Okay? So we'll just start with the C shape, and we'll just go ahead and do it in the key of E. Okay? So let's take a look at that C shape. So the C shape here, you can see grabbing the E with my pinky. And this shape gets a lot of mileage out. You get a lot of mileage on this one when you're jamming. So it's very important to get this down. Now, if we just looked at the triad, in other words, we just looked at the notes in the chord, and we just stay in this hand position. So for this lesson, we're just going to stay in this hand position. So we're going to have our first finger is going to be able to grab the 3. That's why you can get that E over G sharp here if you play that 3. The G sharp's the 3 there. So we got 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5 on top. So we got great exercise. If you're learning your triads, you're learning your shapes still, check out that C shape. Really important that you can get that down. Now, and then obviously you can just lay the fingers down for that chord. Now let's take a look at how we can include the pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale, we're talking major pentatonic scale. I can do one on the minor too, but for now we're just going to do the major. We've got we're going to add the 2 and the 6, because the major pentatonic scale is just 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. So we've already got the 1, the 3, and the 5 in the chord. In the triad, you just played that. You're playing 3/5 of your pentatonic scale by doing that. So if we know, okay, we've got 3, 5, here's our 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5. Now, a lot of times when I'm practicing scales, just a little side note, because I'm especially new information, I'm not going to end there. I'm going to end on 1. That's resolving this scale, so that's better for our ear training, for our ears, so we really understand and we're really grounded in the scale. So this is pretty much it for the C shape here. So a great exercise would be play the C shape. So this is an E major chord with the C shape, and then play the triad. And then you got the chord, and then now do same thing but play that pentatonic scale. And you can go back and forth a little bit doing that. And then what I want you to do is, it's really important that you see both of these shapes and they're kind of superimposed on top of each other, because if I'm soloing, I want to know where the chord tones are, because those are the strongest notes. They're the most stable. And in music, a lot of times what we're doing is we're telling stories, especially if you're a jammer, you're improvising, or you're a writer. We're telling a story with our instrument. So if we know where the stable notes are and where the less stable notes are, we can start to tell we can start to make musical sense with our lines. We can, like I said, we can start to tell stories with our lines, and we can just really engage the listener, engage ourselves, and really just have fun doing that. So if I said maybe I'll play in the triad, and then add some notes. Add the 2 and the 6, which is just the pentatonic scale. Now I'm getting a little tension in there, and we're starting to create a little bit of movement in our lines. So this is a pretty quick and short, lesson here. Try to keep them nice and tidy for you, just filled with information that's more direct, more prevalent to what you might want to know. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. If you want me to tackle specific subjects, just let me know. I really enjoy the engagement on YouTube. I enjoy hearing from you guys. If you have a specific, like I said, specific questions, or you want me to do a video on something, just let me know in the comments. All right, peace.